Why are you doing this? Woohoo!
I
That's another thing. That's the one. That's the one thing that I think that Rare does. They use that in like a lot of their old N64 games, their platformers. The woohoo! They used it for everything. They used it for. They used it for Donkey Kong. They used it for Banjo and Tooie, Banjo Kazooie. I'm not sure if they used it for Conquer, but they might have.
Okay. Now listen.
I want Conquer and Smash.
Well, first, real quick. I only have to do Chunky Kong here in every Aztec, and then we're pretty much done. But that's not what I want to talk about. We've been talking a lot about Smash. We've been talking a lot about service inclusion, but I did say that we needed to talk about this because this needs to be addressed. So
listen to him.
So
he's got a triangle.
why don't we finally talk about? Why don't we finally talk about Nick All-Star Brawl?
Oh
Grant.
boy, I got plenty to say about
All
that.
I want to say before I say anything, I just love his jump noise. Also, he has a freaking triangle. Of course he does.
I love it.
It fits him. Before I talk about that, I want to hear him jump one more time. There it is.
I love it.
All right, so I want to start with Grant, and then I want to hear from Anthony because the both of you have had your experiences with the game.
Yeah, I've been playing it for the last since it came out, so I think for the last 3 days now.
All right, so Grant, from what you have
2
played,
days.
can you confirm with the audience was the hype worth it?
No.
A simple yes or no. Was the hype worth it?
No. It's not as good as what I thought it was going to be. But I'm not saying I'm not trying to put it down because there are good things about it. I'm just saying is that the way everybody perceived it to be, including Nick themselves, yeah, it definitely didn't live up to what I expected it to be at all. For one, again, I'm also going to address some of these because some of the issues I have are already planned on being fixed. The fact that there's no voices, if I remember correctly, that's going to be fixed as well, or
that is a possibility to be fixed. The developers don't have control over this. Nickelodeon themselves does.
Well, let's hopefully Nick is smart. The other thing is, well, I think the other reason is because Nickelodeon would have to get all the voice actors in, some of which haven't worked for Nick in almost 2 decades.
And
but
one case of which the voice actor is deceased, Oblina.
Yeah, I have a feeling they would, if anything, they might just reuse.
Might have to find a sound alike.
Yeah, either that or they could just reuse clips. You know, like what Nintendo does with Yoshi.
I'm starting to see why the developers opted to doing a game with no voice acting.
Well, again, using just reused audio clips isn't that bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, the other issue is there being no alternate colors. This is a minor issue, but that's, I believe, being
fixed in an upcoming patch.
Yeah, I believe that's being fixed. The other thing is, and this is just a me issue that I wish could be changed, is I wish there was dodge rolling and spot dodging. There is none of that. So if you think that you're going to go into Smash,
defensive options aside from block.
Yeah, you can air dash, but if you're hoping to go into Nicktoons All-Star Brawl and like dodge out of attacks and spot dodge, yeah, think again. That's not happening. You're gonna have to figure out.
More offense-based game, like
yeah, there's no defense. There's not really a defensive play in this game too much, which is gonna be hard for competitiveness because a lot of people have there's defensive players, there's offensive players. well, actually, all of them are offensive players based on the past of what they've been doing.
Funny.
Ha ha. But no, have you seen people like HBox play through this game yet?
Well, I watched them, but but what I'm saying is that it's not Smash Brothers, though. It's not
It
Smash
is
Brothers.
not Smash.
The other issue that some of the, like I said, some of the issues I'm mentioning are like, could make it or break it for some people. For me, it's not gonna break it, but it's just like annoying. The other one is like, this isn't really a serious problem because it's like, well, it's still there. But every character pretty much has the same grab. None of them have a unique grab to them that have a unique, fixed launch distance or anything. They're pretty much all the same. Nothing changes.
Besides, grabs in this game have a very different utility. Not only can you grab people, you can grab projectiles.
It's usually used for combo setups anyway. Not really to kill.
Grabs aren't really all that useful in this game, unless you want to just throw a projectile out of the air.
The other
Or set up your opponent with combos.
the other the other gripe I would have would be, I wish that the B button was the specials, because then I'd get used to that. I mean, eventually you'll get used to it, but it can be annoying for somebody who just came off of Smash and goes into that. They're definitely gonna screw up a little bit before they get used to it. Like when I first played it, I assumed the special was the B, so I killed myself a couple times. I'm like, oh, it's not, it's Y. Okay. The other thing is that there's two sets of attacks. There's a light and a strong one for all of them. For air and for ground. Which is new.
If I recall, when we first talked about this, you mentioned that this game basically plays a lot like Smash 64.
Yeah, well, it's the reason I'm gonna get to that. I was about to get one of the things. The fact that
before you do, I still haven't heard. Before you do, I want to hear from Anthony real quick. So Grant, basically, you're saying is that this game did not live up to its hype. Anthony, as someone who also played this game, can you corroborate this notion?
Okay, so my opinion is very positive towards this game, but I went through this one with an open mind. Not looking at it like Smash Brothers, but rather just looking at it as its own game.
But do you
It did
believe
not live up to the hype of people thinking it was going to be the next Smash?
Okay, so you also agree
I'm not one of those people.
So you also agree that this game has flaws.
I do think this game is flawed, but then again, what game isn't?
Well,
I mean,
the subject that I was bringing up is, before you saw that, is that, yeah, what makes it like Smash 64 is the fact that you only have three.
You only have neutral, down, and up.
There's no side one, which is side one, much like Smash 60, the side special or the side attack, much like in Smash 64, wasn't added until Melee. So, which means if maybe they do another one, they'll add it. I don't know. But anyway,
If they do a sequel to this game, they probably will add side aerials, side smashes, side belts, side special.
But if anything, it definitely is. That's not a huge issue though. But that's just a little. That's just a little like difference. But what kind of makes it different is this game. It does feel a little slower than even Ultimate or Smash for Wii U. Well, maybe not Smash for Wii U. After going back to Smash for Wii U, I realized that Smash for Wii U and 3DS are actually kind of slow. From Ultimate, definitely. Ultimate's
Enough. I felt like it was actually kind of fast. Not like Ultimate fast.
It's not faster than Ultimate, but it's definitely faster than Smash for Wii U. But
Melee fast.
I didn't mean to do that shit.
I think the speed comes mainly from like the combos that you can make.
Yeah,
The combo,
it's a very combo heavy game.
like the combos you can are pretty fast, but like I guess what I'm thinking about is like maybe running speeds or like movement speeds are kind of slow, and definitely some of the some moves have like very slow frames for when they're activated, but
Right.
not too much. Um, but I think the biggest issue with this game is the lack of content and the lack of like polish on like the menus and all that stuff. Well, the menus, are not, but you know what I mean. Like, there's not much content to do. The
You wanna see me feed a bunch of people pineapples? Shit.
you were hit.
You got slapped.
I'll try it again.
I just admit I'm gonna put in the Serpero slap noise just to.
Let's try it again. Here we go.
Literally, just every time he gets hit, just add the fellow slap.
But as I was saying, is that the lack of content makes it is what really hurts it. You got slapped. The fact that it's one issue is the arcade mode. There's no boss. They should have had at least a boss battle at the end. The arcade mode definitely feels like it's kind of one of those generic arcades. There's no mini games in it. There's no boss. There's no story. There's no reason to why the characters are fighting each other. They're just kind of doing it, and that's what kind of makes it lackluster. Because every one of these crossover games that I've played, there's like a reason. There's like a force. There's like something behind it that brings them together.
There's like some sort of story.
Yeah, even if it's small and minuscule.
Now,
But
I doubt the devs are gonna watch this, but I do agree with Grant's points here, and I would absolutely love to see them bring in like some sort of story to this of why these characters are all in this game to begin with.
they don't have to have like a full-fledged story mode, but at least like what they could do for each one of the characters. Do what PlayStation All Stars did. They could have like a little cutscene, or not a little cutscene, but like a little storybook thing. You know, like it was like an image, and it would
Like a little image slide.
yeah, like a slideshow. It would show images of the characters and then like them explaining why they're here or who brought them here and stuff like that. And then you could actually have a rival battle, which would be actually this is what PlayStation All Stars did. But I do think that mini games for the arcade mode aren't necessary because only Smash Brothers did the mini games. No other one did that, as if I remember correctly. So it's not necessary for them to do that, but it would be nice if they added some. But it's not necessary as long as they add like maybe a boss, maybe make this arcade mode a little bit more story heavy to explain things. Then it'd be like, you know what, that's okay. But I also think that there should be a little bit more, like maybe a few extra modes that they could, you know, add in later.
And they could possibly add that in like a future patch.
And then, but yeah, the major issue for me in this game is not, like the dodge rolling. I wish they could add that. Yeah, the not having a third like special or whatever, it's kind of Sure, it feels a little different from Smash Brothers in some gameplay-wise stuff, but and sure the grab isn't as unique. But the main issue is the lack of content, the lack of polish. It feels just kind of like they were. It definitely feels like they were given a very small budget by Nick.
That's what it has
Yeah.
been saying.
Yeah, I feel like Nick gave them a small budget and just like, you know what, it looks good enough. Put it as is.
Honestly, and I'm thinking
And also, I think Sora kind of hurt that too.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna take Ant's side on this when I say that like most of the game's shortcomings stems from them not having a bigger budget.
That's the sad part
I
is.
mean,
Like I've been
I mean,
following this game's hype cycle throughout.
I mean, think about it like this, Grant. Think about it like this. These people went out of their way to say that this game has wave dashing. These people, who, let me remind you, made Slap City, which was also Smash Bros. Code. These people love Smash Bros. They fucking love, making games that are like Smash Bros. And they wanted to do it with Nickelodeon characters.
They love making these types of games. They were a
I
big fan of Game Boy.
sincerely doubt
No, I don't think it's done out of mode.
that they would fucking make a lackluster Smash Bros. like with this.
Like I said,
They
I
would
think
not willingly make a lackluster Smash
no,
game.
I think a lot of the issue stems from probably Nick's overbearing control of of a lot of the stuff. The voices definitely, because that's up to Nickelodeon, and Nickelodeon probably either is too lazy, doesn't want to waste money, or doesn't really feel like doing it because it doesn't feel like it's necessary. The lack of content.
Honestly, I feel like Nick should, because this game could use it.
That, them adding voices, just adding them, adding the voices, just adding that, just adding the alternate colors, which they're going to be doing, and just adding maybe like a decent story mode, that could really change a lot about the game, because then it would actually feel more complete. Now granted, yes, I feel like there could be more content and modes added later. But see, here's the problem when it comes to adding modes for a game, because it's like, you have Nintendo with Smash Brothers. They have so many modes. They have Stage Builder. They have the
Contest.
they have Home Run Contest. They have a multi-man Smash. They have the multiple different modes within the custom Smash, like Super Sudden Death, Tiny, Large, Invisible, Speed, Slow, Fixed Camera, having the raccoon effect, having the fire flower, having the star. It's like they have so many different things you can do, but that's because of the different abilities from the games. Now, I'm not saying that Nick couldn't do this. They definitely could. It just would probably take a lot longer, because unlike Smash Brothers, which can take direct references from items from their games, they would have to probably sit, which is just the item itself. They would have to sit through probably, I don't know, hours of episodes, try to find something that may work in a similar fashion.
Call it a conspiracy theory.
Unless it's SpongeBob, which in case it'd be very easy to find.
Real quick, call this a conspiracy theory, but I don't know, how much you want to bet that Nickelodeon themselves just wasn't very confident about this project, which is why they
That could be an
didn't
issue.
give them that much of a budget.
That could be another
I
thing.
kind of feel like that might have been the case until the devs got this much tension